Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Is this real? I should have been threw his ass out. Been. First of all, you should have never picked him up. Second of all, you should have been. See, that sounds like a deer struggling. Why would you want to go to a house where there's a deer inside the house? Oh wait! I did not expect that. Oh, it's hot. Hey, you guys, welcome to Kemma's Never Seen It. I'm Kemma, and today the movie we're going to be talking about is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Today, I am dressed up as Miss Bellum from the Powerpuff Girls. If you've never seen it, it's a, 90s, early 2000s cartoon. She never showed her face. I think she showed less of her face than what I'm showing, but this is what I got. So, hey. And if you've never been here before, I basically take movie suggestions from movies I've never seen, which is every movie ever. Give a quick synopsis of what they're about, and then give my opinion. Will my opinion differ from yours? Probably. But if you've never seen this movie, I'm putting a big spoiler alert right here because we're about to get into it. Now that we got that out the way, let's get into what this movie's about based on the DVD cover summary. This is the bizarre and tragically gruesome account of what happened to 5 young friends one summer afternoon in rural Texas. After hearing reports of grave robbing, the group sets out to check on a family grave. Soon after, one by one, they wander into the murderous clutches of Leatherface. To get started with the movie, this takes place on August 18th, 1973. We're introduced to an image of a body that looks like it was taken out of a grave. So the product of grave robbing that was mantled up on a grave with another head on top of it. I don't know, some weird stuff. And there were news reports in the background talking about numerous grave robbings that have been happening in that area. That's just a quick little scene. And then we get more into the movie and we meet 5 friends. They're all driving in a van. I'm not too sure where they're going. It looks like they're going on a road trip. And they pull off to the side of the road to have a little pee break. One of them, his name is Franklin. He's in a wheelchair, so he needs a little bit more help than the rest of them. So they have like a makeshift, ramp to kind of get him out of the van. And when he goes to the side of the road, for some reason, a semi drives by fast enough to kind of get this big gust of wind that blows him down. So he rolls and kind of like rolls over and falls down and hurts himself. He only got a couple scratches and stuff on his arm, so nothing major, and they wrap it all up, and then they start to drive off. They're going to a graveyard where one of their grandfathers, I think it was Sally's, they just wanted to check the grave to see if it had been tampered with, there's any grave robbing with that grave, but everything looks good. They keep driving. They drive past a slaughterhouse. It smells terrible. There's a quick little flash where you can see cows. They look so sad. And Franklin is trying to go into how they slaughter the cows with like different instruments and different tools. Read the room, stop, but he just kept going. And then while that's happening, someone notices that there's a hitchhiker on the side of the road. Now, class, do we pick up hitchhikers? No, we don't. I'll answer for you. However, this was the 70s, so times were different. And they decide to pull over, pick him up, put him in the car. And how did he look? I'll tell you, scary as fuck. He talks about how his family, I think his brothers, used to work at the slaughterhouse that they were talking about. And he was saying, oh yeah, they have those new guns you were talking about, but those aren't any good. It was better when they just used hammers. And him and Franklin are talking back and forth. Again, crazy as hell. Then as he's in the car, again, just observing everybody, he sees that Franklin has a knife. It's just like a regular pocket knife. He was using it to kind of clean his fingernails. And he's just like, can I see your knife? Franklin gave it to him. Okay. And then once he gives it to him, he's kind of like playing with it a little bit and he cuts his hand. Now, why they didn't throw him out after that? Can't tell you. Cannot tell you why, but he just casually gives Franklin his knife back and Franklin's just like, okay. Then this man, he has a camera and he decides to take a picture of Franklin. Once he rips off the thing to see if it's developed, he gives it to Franklin and Franklin's just like, oh, it didn't come out too great. And the guy's just like, oh, give me about $2 for the picture. He wants him to buy the picture from him. Franklin said no, gives it back to him. So he takes that picture, gets, I don't know what that stuff is called, but like that black stuff that helps like catch fire easily, puts it on the picture, starts a fire in the car, and then they decide to throw him out the van. Actually, I lied. He burned the picture, right? He burned the picture, the flame went out, and then he had a knife in his boot took the knife out, was playing with it. Then he cuts Franklin, and then they decide to throw him out. There were so many things leading up to Franklin getting hurt again, mind you, and then they decide to throw him out. What the fuck? So again, they throw him out. It's the side of the road, middle of nowhere. They just throw him out. And again, he cut his hand earlier, and he takes his bloody hand and he wipes it on the van. Now, I'm not sure if he was trying to spell something or if he just wanted his mark on there, but he did it. Now Franklin's 0 for 2, poor guy. He rolled down a hill. He got cut by this hitchhiker his friends decided to pick up. Like, it's sad. I honestly feel bad for him. But, you know, I think they just patch him up and they keep going. So they're driving and they are going to go get gas, and they stop by on the side of the road to this gas station. When they stop for gas, they ask the man, hey, we're here for some gas. The guy tells them that he's actually all out of gas, so he can't help them. And he's kind of talking to them, trying to see where they're going, what they're doing there. And Franklin's just like, oh, we're going to this house that's out here. Can you help us like find the best way to get there? And the man is kind of like talking to him as if he's trying to talk them out of going. But Franklin's just like, oh no, this is my dad's old place. Like, it's okay.
You don't want to go fooling around other folks' property. Some folks don't like it, and they don't mind showing you.
It was a little weird because, again, the man's trying to get them not to go there and trying to get them to stay there. But they eventually drive off. But before they do, Sally and Pam had gotten out the car. And when they were getting back in the car, Sally was closing the door. It's a van, so sliding it closed. And she noticed the blood that was on the side of the car. So then she gets back in and she's like, hey guys, I think that hitchhiker wiped his blood on the car. So they keep driving and they finally get to the house that they're looking for. Like I said, I think it's Franklin's dad's place. He owns it, I guess. It's just like an old place that they would go to. And they all get out the car, and then they all go out to the side of the car to see what the blood is and see if they're trying to spell anything or what it means. But they don't know, so they kind of just leave it. Franklin's freaking out because he's just like, that guy cut me. He took a picture of me. Was this a message for me? Like, what's going on? But they kind of just left and went in the house. So they all go in to check out the rooms, check out upstairs, downstairs. And again, Franklin's in a wheelchair. He can't, you know, they're on like just dirt road and it's not maintained and all this kind of stuff. And everyone just kind of like runs and leaves him. And I'm just like, poor guy, this is his dad's place. And you can't even like at least wait for him to like maybe show you around or anything like that. You just leave him. That's kind of messed up. So he feels left out. So then Pam and Kirk come back downstairs and they're just like, hey, didn't you say there was like a watering hole or some kind of river or something around here? And Franklin's just like, yeah, it's somewhere over there. You'll see it. So Pam and Kirk leave. They're walking down to go to the riverbank and they're just like, oh, I mean, Frank wouldn't come down here anyway. We don't have to wait for him. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Again, taking advantage of the fact that he's in a wheelchair, kind of rude. But they get down there and it looks like the riverbank is all dried up. Like it's just like a little, it's dry. There's no water. And then in the distance, they see a house and what they presume someone has gas. So then they start walking to this mysterious house in the middle of nowhere. So they get to the house. They don't see anybody outside. And Kirk goes up to the door, knocks, tries to call in. No one's answering. So he thinks it's a wonderful idea to go inside. First of all, let me tell, I know this is a scary movie. You don't just walk up into people's houses. I think I have walked into my best friend's house maybe one time. And I just unlocked the door and she was already inside, but I knew she was in there. You don't do that. You don't go into random houses and just go and see what's going on and try to find people. But anyway, he heard sounds, so that's why he went inside. So when he goes inside, he's kind of looking around and he can still hear noises coming from the back. So he starts walking to where he thinks the noises are coming from and gets got. Let me tell you, scared the shit out of me. Listen, the thing is about this scene in particular is the fact that there is no like music leading up to it, no ominous music or anything. It was just literally he walked over, Leatherface came out, and boom, in the head. Scared the living shit out of me. And again, Pam has been outside this entire time. So she's just like, well, where's Kirk? Let me go check on him. So she decides it's also a good idea just to walk in the house. I mean, at this point, she saw him go in there. So like, I guess I understand, but still, like, what is up with these people? She walks into this house. And she kind of goes to this back room and she falls. There's chicken feathers all over the floor. There's a chicken in a cage. There are There are animal bones and human bones scattered around everywhere. And unfortunately, she freaked out too late, got up to run away. Leatherface comes out, grabs her, brings her to the back. He already has Kirk laying on this table because, again, he bopped him in the head, so he's not getting up. And he hangs Pam on this metal hanger, hangs her up by her back, and starts to saw away at Kirk. So now those two are gone. We're down 3 more, and Jerry is just like, haven't heard from them. They haven't came back or anything. It's been a while. I'm going to go check on them. So he decides to go in that same direction, sees the house, and is just like, oh, maybe they're in here. And he goes, knocks on the door, yells inside. Again, doesn't hear anything. No one answers the door. So he takes it upon himself to walk in. So again, he hears noises from the back, just like Kirk did. And he goes back there just to see if he can find anybody. There's nobody there. But then he notices that there's a freezer on the side of the room and he can hear banging on the freezer. So he goes in to open the freezer. What does he find? And after he finds Pam, who finds Jerry? Now 3 of 5 are gone. We're left with Sally and Franklin. At this point, it's nighttime and they just don't know what's going on. They don't know where they are. It's dark. It's scary. They don't know what's happening. And Sally was about to go find them by herself, but Franklin is just like, no, let me go with you. Like, I know you probably think I'm dead weight, but like, I'm not going to let you go by yourself. It's the forest and it's nighttime. Let's go together. So they're out in the woods, the forested area. They're yelling out, guys, you there? Guys, you there? Hey, we're here. Come on, come back. And as they're going, they think that they hear something and they're just like, oh, maybe we found them. Well, plot twist, they're not the ones that you thought you found. You found that man. Again, another clip that scared me because it's just like, he literally is just like, oh, I think I hear something. Boom! Like, it was just so quick. There was no ominous music. It wasn't like a lead-in. Like, you know how sometimes in scary movies, they like have their flashlight and they're kind of like searching in the dark and then something pops out? No, it was immediate. That scared me, guys. Like, I couldn't take it. So when Leatherface pops out, he has his chainsaw sawing away at Franklin. And while he's sawing away at Franklin, Sally leaves. She runs and runs as far as she can go. Quick sidebar, the way that Leatherface runs is interesting to me. He does this with his shoulders a lot. And it reminds me, quick story time. In high school, I used to have a group of friends and we would play this game where you would hit each other. And the only way you weren't able to get hit is if you would dance. Weird, it was high school, whatever. So it doesn't matter what kind of dance you can do. You can literally do anything. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate. But I remember there's this guy in my friend group who, when it would come around and he would see one of us like in the hallway, his dance would literally to like do this. And that's what that reminded me of. I was just like, what is this? So anyway, Sally is running and she runs to that house. She closes the door, she locks the door, and she tries to basically, I guess, run upstairs to hide or maybe find somebody. Meanwhile, Leatherface is, I guess it's locked, so he can't just open it, but he's just like sawing at the door with his chainsaw. And when Sally goes upstairs, she sees these like people sitting in a chair, but they're like mummified dead beings. So of course, no one can help her because what? And then Leatherface finally gets inside after cutting down the door. So the only solution that Sally thought was to jump through the window and just run. And he's still chasing her. So she ends up running to that gas station that she was at earlier. And she finds the man who was talking to them. And it's just like, you got to call the cops. I don't know what's going on. Like, she's trying to get it out, but it's really hard because she just had you know what happened to her. And she's like, just call the cops, call the cops, call the cops. Like, I need help. So the man leaves. And then he comes back with like a bag, and inside the bag is some rope. He's about to tie this girl up. You think she's about to have a happy ending because now she found this man. He's going to go, they're too far out for him to call the police, unfortunately, but thinks he's going to try to help her or do something. He comes back with rope, knocks her out, and ties her up and puts her in the truck and starts driving back to that house. So now I'm thinking they're in this together. There's no way. How are they intertwined? And when that guy, the gas station guy, is driving to the house, along the road, we see the guy who wiped the hitchhiker who wiped the blood on the car. We see him and he jumps in the truck. So all three of them are in this. So they bring Sally inside, they put her in a chair, they tie her up, and then they go upstairs. They take down that mummified body, what I thought was a mummified body. Turns out it's their granddad. Bring him down, and it's just like, look, granddad, look what we have. What? So then Sally passes out. She can't take this anymore. She passes out. She finds out all three of these people are in this together. That thing that she thought was some mummy or some dead figure is alive, and their grandpa. She passes out. She can't take this no more. When she wakes up, she's at the dinner table with all four of them, and my guess is they're trying to feed her or plump her up or whatever before they kill her. And when she comes to, she's just like, what is going on here? And then, you know, they have like their small little banter back and forth. They go over to untie her, and they're just like, you know what? Let grandpa have a whack at her. Let grandpa do this. Because, you know, this was his expertise back in the day. But the thing is grandpa is basically a mummy. So they tried to do the firmly grasp it in your hand thing. He couldn't hold on to the hammer to actually hit her. He got her one good time, but couldn't really grasp on it to hit her. So while this whole thing is going on, they're trying to get grandpa to hold on to the hammer. Sally is able to struggle and wiggle her way out, jumps out of another window and starts running for the road. Now, as she's running, she sees the hitchhiker chasing her. So he's chasing her all the way out into the road. They get out to that stretch of road, and there's a semi truck that's coming. Sally moves out the way. Hitchhiker didn't, so he got run over. The truck driver who ran over the hitchhiker is trying to help Sally get away because now Leatherface is out there with his chainsaw. And, you know, I think he throws something at Leatherface to kind of knock him down for a second. And again, it's just running, trying to help her. And there's this truck that drives by. And at first, I think he's just going to keep going. But he turns around so she can jump into the bed of the truck before Leatherface gets her. She jumps in, the truck starts driving, and Leatherface is left in the middle of the road swinging his chainsaw around. And that's the end of the movie. This movie got a 84% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm not gonna say that I disagree with that. I wouldn't be surprised if they were to make that rating a little bit lower, if I'm being honest. But 84, sure. I think that being surprised with an actual scare is good. You're not supposed to anticipate on getting scared. I mean, maybe some people like that. Some people like jump scares. I like being surprised because it's a movie. You're not supposed to anticipate every time you get scared. That takes the fun out of the scary movie. So I think for me, this movie did a good job of doing that. So yeah, 84, okay, sure. But that's the end of my video. Thank you all so much for watching this week. If there's something that you agree with, disagree with, you want to see how good I did, or you have any movie suggestions for movies I should watch in the future, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, tell everybody you know about my channel. As much as it pains me to watch scary movies, because, you know, I'm scared of everything, gonna keep doing it this month in October. So if you have any that you think I should watch, go ahead and let me know. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media. Kemma's Never Seen It on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and then Kemma's Never Seen on Twitter. And as always, I would like to express my gratitude and appreciation for you guys tuning in this week. Again, if you just got here, I appreciate you and all my glory watching, but I got more videos back there. Go ahead and watch them and let me know what you think. But that's it for this week, and I will see you back here next Thursday. Bye.